this is Perry Peacock with Wilderness Innovation. I'm out here in at our building here. I'm out in the shop area where we have some of our tools here. We do some prototyping and we make things for, you know, for our production area and stuff like that. So anyway, I wanted to do just a little tip on Trangia stoves, alcohol stoves. And I meant to do this last week when I was up camping, and you know, I just got having too much fun and I totally spaced out on it and didn't do it. So I'm going to do it now. So bear with me for a few minutes. Alright, so anyway, these stoves are really nice. To use them, you just have to have some kind of something to put these burners into to use them. So one of them here that you've seen me use before. This is the Nano stove by Firebox. It's a folding stove. And then of course we've got another one we've got here. Gosh, actually this is actually an old version. Well, what the heck? This is the fire ant. I don't know how I grabbed the old version. This is before all the little tweaks and stuff that make it a little easier to put together, but still no problem. Just put this doodad together here, and then this one has some little slots in here, and that's where you put the spirit burner. And then slide that last front panel on here. There's how that goes together. And then put this one here down inside the Nano stove, and I'll take a picture kind of overhead in a minute. I'm just going to go ahead and fire these things up because they need to be. I'm going to heat some water. I'm going to show you a little something I like to do with these. It's actually a little modification to the. It's actually a little modification to the Trangia. Well, it could be a modification. It depends. So put that one there. This one here. We'll let those dudes run a little bit here. So anyway, here's the deal. You're outside in the outdoors. The air's gotten chilly in the evening. You've got your hot drink. Unless you guzzle that thing down, it's going to get cold before you get finished with it. So what I've done is I've made a little adapter thing here. Well, actually, this is the same. It's actually the same thing here. What I did is I took the regular simmer ring that the spirit burner comes with, and I just bought a piece of wick, and I stick the wick down through the slot right there, and then what you want to do is you pretty much just close that all the way over. So the only thing that's going to burn is the wick sticking out right there. And so there we go. So right there's your little flame right there, and that's much more stable, I've found, than just turning the simmer. You have to turn the simmering down so much all you want to do is just keep your drink, you know, just hot enough to drink. You don't want to boil it, and any more than that, you wind up getting it so hot, then it just keeps getting too hot on you. So my idea was trying to have it so that it'll keep it just hot enough to drink, just a very light simmer, and so that works really well. But you will notice the flame is lopsided, which doesn't really matter. You're not really cooking anything. We're just kind of keeping something warm, and that works fine. But I decided to take it to the next level. So what I did is took the simmer ring and I drilled a hole in it, the size for this wick that I had laying around. And so then what I do is I just stick the wick up through the middle of there. And it doesn't have to stick up very much. That's actually plenty. This wick is actually longer than it needs to be. You just want it to be able to touch the bottom in here so that it's in the alcohol so it can wick up into there. And then we just get it lit. And then there you see right there. And that's all you need right there, just a little bit of a flame. You put your hot drink on there, so you get it hot without the simmering on. Then you put this on, and then you just sit there and while you're chatting or doing whatever, you just keep your drink nice and hot, and it's just right to drink. I've tested this thing out. I've used these things for 4 or 5 hours at a time and been able to keep just a nice little, not even simmering, but I mean just hot enough to drink. And you can adjust it too by, if you pull the wick out a little bit, it'll give a little bigger flame. So if your weather's a little cooler, you pull the wick out a little bit more, it'll give you a little bit bigger flame. If the weather's a little warmer, you stick it back in a little farther so the flame's smaller. And once you get that adjusted, it'll just keep your drink just perfect all the time. So anyway, so that's my little tip for today on using the Trangia just like as a drink warmer. It works really nice, and put it in the stove of your choice or whatever, or if you have a burner stand or whatever you have. The trick to it is just using that simmering like that. And I see this one here. It's actually sometimes that burns just a little bit hotter. That works fine, but I like this one the best because I can really control the wick in the middle. I can really control my flame. So it works really, really nice. So this is Perry Peacock, just a little tip on using your Trangia stove, a little modification for it to make a drink warmer out of your Trangia stove. Have fun outdoors, and see you around on the next video. Take care, have a great day.